So my name is Sherry Willingham, and I get to talk to you tonight about my two favorite things, animals and essential oils. We're going to talk about essential oil safety, which is really important because it's plant medicine and you need to know how to use it. General tips, and then we will talk about some of the most requested recipes. So first, let me go over my experience, why I'm sitting here talking to you. First, let me tell you, I am not a veterinarian, nor do I have any formal medical training. I am simply a very passionate, natural-minded mom. I have two kids. I have one grandchild and four-legged pups that I am fortunate enough to take care of in their golden years. All of these pups that I have pictures of here are my dogs that have left. And the very last one on the right is Cece, the sable German Shepherd, and she is currently sharing my life. And we do not claim to treat or cure any diseases. And we really recommend that you take the information that we provide in classes like this and in our Facebook group and do your own research to find out what works best for you and your family, because every situation is different. How I got here is I grew up like most people in the 60s and 70s with going to the doctor, getting shots, getting medicine for problems, and always relying on the medical community to tell me what I needed to do for my health. What they didn't do, and why I'm here, is they didn't help me or teach me how to promote wellness. And I found out that that was my main concern and what I needed to focus on when about 12 years ago, I had an abscess, and when they cultured it, it came back as MRSA, which is the antibiotic resistant staph infection. So they gave me antibiotics, and that went on for 2 years. And I continued to have abscesses, and they continued to give me antibiotics. And of course, I had reactions to most of them. So I was down to 2 that I could take, and one of those was intravenous. So I said, you know, this isn't working, and you don't have any other options. And I am going to go find something that does work. And so I went on a journey, and I looked for holistic protocols for MRSA, and I found a group online who had helped get rid of MRSA with these pharmaceutical grade essential oils. So not the ones that you get at the Whole Food store or drugstore or the incense store, but true, pure essential oils. So I followed their protocol, and I never got another abscess. And it taught me that I need to support my immune system so that it can fight off diseases. And taking medications suppresses the immune system. So that's how I got here. I learned that about myself. And then as I was trying to help my pups, I rescue senior medical pups. I realized that the most important thing for them is to support their immune system so that they can fight off illness. And so I started using the same concepts for them. And essential oils is one of the go-tos that I use for my animals. So before we dive into specifics about essential oils for animals, I just want to talk about the toxins in your home. So when we're talking about cleaning supplies, laundry detergent, air fresheners, all of those products contain synthetic fragrance if they are fragranced products. They contain toxins. I can do a whole other class on the ingredients in cleaning supplies, and a lot of the ingredients don't have to be listed, and a lot of them are on the EPA's hazardous waste list. So removing toxins from your home is also going to help support wellness for yourself and your animals. All right, so who do you believe? What do you believe? How do you believe? There's so much information out there. The internet is a place where anyone can say anything without any proof or knowledge. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. The fear tactics, whether it's from the pharmaceutical companies or the medical community, we need to remember that our human and animal practitioners are trained to provide medical care using medicine. And they are not trained to support wellness with food and other natural remedies. What we talk about with doTERRA products is science-based. The whole company is science-based. There are studies, research, and transparency when it comes to the drugs. I'm sorry, to the essential oils. So when you're talking about essential oils, we're talking about certified pure, tested grade oils. And what that means is an essential oil is an extract from a plant. And you can tell with the essential oils from doTERRA that there is a supplement facts label on the bottle, which means that it can be ingested. So that gives you an idea of the level of purity that you can expect from the essential oils. There's also a batch number on the bottom of each bottle. And there's a website called sourcetoyou.com. And you can go to that website and you can put in the batch number, and it will give you all of the tests, the test results that batch went through to show the efficacy and the chemical constituency and lots of different tests that are done both internally and third party. So transparency as far as how potent and how pure the essential oils are. So you know that essential oils are popular when you start to see things like Raid, bug killer now contains essential oils, right? Everybody wants in on the essential oil bandwagon. But again, purity matters. Less is more, especially with animals. One drop of peppermint essential oil is the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. So a little goes a long way. You don't want to use more, you want to use less more frequently. As far as our companion animals, and right now we're just talking about cats and dogs, they have olfactory receptors that are far superior to us humans. 200 to 300 million receptors compared to 5 to 6 million for humans. And so when you're going to use the essential oils, you just need to be mindful that whatever you're smelling is way stronger to them. So we keep that in mind as far as dilution and as far as how we use the oils around them. So diffusing is probably the easiest and sometimes the best way to use essential oils around animals. We always use a water-based diffuser. You put the diffuser in a safe, stable place, although honestly, if it spills, it's just water and a little bit of essential oils. It's good to run the diffuser intermittently. So if you have a diffuser that has that option, where it will run for 5 minutes and then turn off for 5 minutes. That's ideal. Otherwise, you can just turn it on for an hour and then turn it off and turn it on again later. You want to diffuse only 4 to 5 drops at a time. And if you're first starting, you're going to diffuse 1 to 2 drops. And it depends on the size of the room, but you want to make sure that the room has good ventilation, and you always want to have a way for them to leave the room if they are not liking it. So you don't want to close an animal in a room that has a diffuser going. Another way that we use the essential oils is topically. We always dilute them. You can apply it to a small area. You can apply it to your palm and then pet the top of their head and down their spine. I like to spray it in my hands, and then on my shepherd, I'll rub the backs of her ears and then the top of her head and her chest. And so she's not getting a lot, but it's absorbing into her skin, and then it will get into her bloodstream. The dilution is very important. You can see at the bottom, it says that you dilute oils down to below 1 to 2%, which is 100 drops of carrier oil, like coconut oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil, for every 1 drop of essential oil. So that gives you an idea of how much you can get out of a bottle of 250 drops if you're diluting it that much. And you can dilute it down even further if you're talking about kittens, puppies, or mini pets, mini pups. We have some people that have 5-pound dogs. So where to apply, talked about that a little bit. If there is a rash, you want to apply it to that. If there is surgery and you want to promote healing, you're going to put it in that area. Ear, you're going to apply it where the problem is. And it's nice after you apply it to put your cupped hands in front of them to see if they will smell it. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. It's okay. And just like with humans, you always want to avoid the sensitive mucus membranes, like the eyes, never in the ears, the nasal passages, and the genitals. You want to avoid those. So this slide shows you some of the areas that you can apply the oils. Again, it depends on what you are dealing with. So, you know, if there's itching paws, you're going to do a little foot soak with the paw in some water and essential oils and vinegar. Here's some dilution charts. We like to provide this information as a service to you to help you figure out what the best dilution is for your animal based on age, condition, all of those things, because, you know, every animal is different, just like every person. So essential oils in cats, good grief, there is so much information, misinformation going around on the internet about cats and essential oils. You'll notice the stories that are out there never have any specifics. There's never the name of a veterinary hospital or the brand of the essential oil or the amount that the animal got into, or so in any case, this again is where purity matters. And it is true that cats metabolize things differently than other animals. They don't have some of the liver enzymes that are needed to effectively break down the essential oils. They do not like strong odors. They have thin skin. And so when we're using oils, we are cautious to use certain ones and to use proper dilution. So this list shows the oils that you should avoid. Citrus oils and tea tree are the ones that we just stay away from. There's just no reason to use them, and these are the ones that could cause the most difficulty. The other ones, you should avoid using them, but if I am going to make a flea spray for my cat, and I want to put a couple drops of citronella in a 10-ounce bottle, so it's going to be highly diluted with other essential oils, that's not a problem. It's just you don't want to just use the straight citronella as the pest control. And this graphic shows you the oils that we recommend that cover a litany of wellness support. So frankincense, lavender, copaiba, geranium, rosemary, clary sage, Roman chamomile, helichrysum, rose, and jasmine. And you can dilute 1 drop of essential oil to 50 to 100 drops of carrier oil. So I would probably dilute it a little bit more even than what they're saying here. The other thing about doTERRA essential oils that is awesome for helping our animals is that they can be used internally. I personally have been using the essential oils for many years, so I'm comfortable with it. And I'm comfortable with using them internally for myself. And so I'm comfortable using them internally for my animals, because I know which ones to use and which ones not to use. When you're first starting, it's probably best to avoid using them internally unless you're working with one of the veterinarians at doTERRA. Horses says that there's some research regarding using them for horses. There's a lot of research, and we have a lot of horses that use the essential oils and love them. I know one of my friends puts peppermint in her palm and puts it up to the horse, and the horse just licks it off of her hand and loves it. Peppermint's fantastic for digestive upset, so the horse really likes that. As with humans, sometimes there's an oil that's called for in a recipe that you don't have. We have a substitutions list. So for animals, if you're looking for the therapeutic benefits of tea tree oil, instead of using tea tree, you could use geranium, arborvitae, myrrh, or cedarwood. And cassia, I don't know why anybody would use cassia for animals. It's a type of cinnamon, but instead of cassia, you would use On Guard, oregano, or thyme. These are antibacterial, antiviral, antibiotics is what I use them for. Wintergreen is an oil that supports pain relief. And so as far as animals go, copaiba, frankincense, or the Aroma Touch massage blend is fantastic for animals. So we're talking about body systems. This is a good one to screenshot. We have the cardiovascular support oils, digestive support, endocrine, immune, integumentary support. I need to learn how to say that word. It's the skin. Musculoskeletal, nervous system, respiratory, and urinary tract. And what caught my eye on this was which ones I saw on here that repeated themselves. And what I saw was copaiba is listed many times here. And copaiba is one that we recommend that you have in your medicine cabinet, not only for your animals, but for yourself. And I think it was On Guard. Anyway, all of these different oils, you know, whichever one you have is what you can use for those supporting those body systems. The most requested recipes for dogs, and this gives you an idea of the areas that we can create our own DIY kind of products instead of purchasing them. We have the shampoo. You can make a pest collar, road trip roller bottle if they get upset, either physically or emotionally. Joint support, calming. Hotspot is a big one that got me started. And then you could make a toothpaste. For cats, again, there's a pest collar that you can make, calming spray, a skin salve, litter box refresh, and also it's a great way to it's a great application of essential oils is to put the essential oil in the litter box, because as they're in there and they're moving stuff around, it's getting on their paw pads and absorbing into their body. And then scratch deterrent. This also can be used as a chew deterrent for dogs. And then for horses, we have a fly spray, digestion, hot hoof, stress, happy skin, healthy joints. It's any condition that we talked about with the body systems, we can come up with a recipe for supporting the animal, which is great because you have it at home and you can take care of it on your own. So there are resources. The Animal Desk reference, Dr. Melissa Shelton, has actually published um, the second edition, which is the one I have. And it's a fantastic resource. There's also the Holistic Aromatherapy for Animals, Essential Oils for Pets guidebook, which is Dr. Janet Rourke, one of the vets on doTERRA's Veterinary Advisory Board. And then also Dr. Mia Frezzo is also on the Veterinary Advisory Board, Spoil Your Pet. She has a book and she also has an app that you can download and have on your phone, which is what I have of that one. All right, so you're wondering, great, talk about all these oils and what you can do with them. How do you get them? We help you set up a wholesale account. And all that means is that you get set up with your oils and then you can buy as much or as little as you want in the future. And we help you figure out how to optimize your orders so that you get the most for your money. We want you to get the wholesale price, which is 25% off retail, because we all want to not pay retail. And so getting started, these are some of the starter kits. I prefer to help people put together starter kits that address exactly what they need to deal with. And when it's animals, those kits don't always provide that. So it's individualized. Again, we want you to get the most for your money. So showing you the August promotions, which are fantastic. But when we're talking about getting started for your animal, and I put this together for dogs, it's going to be a little bit different for cats. It's going to be minus the peppermint, is the lemon, lavender, peppermint, digestin, lemongrass, cedarwood, and TerraShield. So that's going to address the pest preventatives, any sort of allergies, aches and pains, calming physically and emotionally, skin issues, and any type of tummy support. And then there's some freebies, spray bottle that you can use for the flea spray, the On Guard hand sanitizer, and 50 free doTERRA bucks to use in future orders. So once you've watched this and you are ready to get your free ebook of pet recipes, comment on the video and contact the person who invited you to the group or to the class, and they can talk to you about getting set up with the best products for your family and your needs. All right. So I hope you have a great night. That was it. And God bless to you and your pets.